this will be the last section of the video manifesto. So I basically said that I could keep going for another 20 pages on various different topics, but I think that not many people like reading all that much. So I'll conclude with the following. Basically, I don't think there's any issue on the Isle of Man which could not be improved by more democracy. And this is basically what I'm pledging and why I'm pledging it. If you think of any issue at all, if enough people agree with you, even if I don't personally agree with you, we can make changes. Nowhere is this positive potential of more people being involved evident than with issues like abortion and end-of-life care. Even if the decisions don't go the way that you want them to, you want to know that your voice was heard, the debate was open and fair, and that your vote was counted. Democracy isn't always about getting what you want, it's about getting the best outcome for society, and it's about compromise, and at the moment I don't feel that there is very much compromise. So how am I going to do this? In short, my plan is simple. If elected, I'll be sending out I'll be doing a mail shot with the post office, which will be a pre-addressed flyer. Basically, it will have a simple question on it. Does the public want to vote on a new programme for government directly? All the public has to do is make a cross on that, put it back in the post office, and it'll come back to post it back, and it'll come back to me. And if I get that, basically, that will allow me to sort of go to the new administration and say, the public want to do this. This is what they actually want. This was a recommendation of the Liz Rain report, and the public want it. So we have to provide it. If that happens, the public should then retain the right to ensure that the programme for government that's put forward and then voted on is maintained. The public must stay with some power to say, no, we've asked for this. This is what we want. You're not delivering it. The process can be achieved by traditional methods, paper, by post and paper, or ideally by digital means. The website democracy.im is an example that I organised the development team for, and it's already been used as a test bed for the principle of direct democracy on the Isle of Man. If you like the idea, I'm asking if you make a note of your polling district code and your voter number, because these numbers identify you to the government without you having to give us any other information, and it'll allow the government to assume responsibility for verification of who you are, as they already do with e-petitions and regular paper petitions. All you have to do is give your name and address, and the government take responsibility for verifying you, which is exactly the same as the general election that you're about to vote in. The programme for government should be ready within a couple of weeks once the new administration is formed, because all the people who are elected should have a fairly good idea of what it is that the public want. Once that's done and the public get a chance to vote on it, if it goes wrong, it should be fairly easy to figure out why it's gone wrong if the debate is maintained in public. And from there it should be very easy for us to all agree where we're heading, which is, as I say, for me is the key thing here. Finally, I finished the manifesto with an apology. I've made it clear that I'm not in the best position to stand, and that's why nobody's seen me out canvassing. I've recently had our third child, and I only decided to stand on the morning of the Brexit result in June, by which time I was already in the middle of a major project to put an extra bedroom on my house, which is desperately needed because we didn't have any space for the new baby that was on its way. I've not made any excuses for that. That was my fault. I've had planning permission to do this work for nearly 4 years, so it was just a case of cobbler's children always being at the end of the list. So we made that decision to do this work, and at the beginning of the year, when it was obvious that we were going to have another child, the decision to stand for election came after that, and I basically had a choice. I felt that this change was needed, and I felt that I should offer it. I knew that I had limitations in doing so, so that's basically why it's been done the way it's been done. I hope that everything goes well on the 22nd of September, and that everybody votes, and fingers crossed for a good outcome. Thank you very much for your time.